Listen to this. Today, we went in a prayer time out at Cape Henry. I went with Bob Fox and a group. We went out there to pray. And we went out there all the way up on the little deck that looks out over the landing site. And Bob and them said, well, let's walk over to the cross. And I stood there and I was like, something feels unfinished to me, so I'm just going to stand here. I didn't say anything. I said, I'm just going to stand here a minute. So I stood there all by myself, and the breeze blowing across my shoulder and the misty rain hitting me on my brow really felt good to me. And I just stood there. And I was making an appeal to heaven from a wonderful, great, beautiful, amazing, historic place for our nation on an incredible day. When they landed in 1607, it was also the 8th day of Passover, which at sunset tonight is the 8th day of Passover. Pretty awesome. But I stood there all alone looking out over the rail when suddenly a lady, I was periscoping, and a lady interrupted me. She said, sir, could I speak to you a moment? And I turned around, there were 3 ladies standing there. And I said, yes, ma'am, and they were holding flags, so I knew they had to be intercessors. And I turned around, there's 3 of them standing there. And she said, may I say something to you? And I said, yes. She said, we are from Maine. We're on a prayer assignment. This morning, we had Pat Robertson pray for us before we came out here. And she said, the Lord told us before we came, we would meet a man. And we were to give him a word. And the Lord told me to give that word to you. And I said, well, ma'am, why me? And she said, you're the only man here. I said, fair enough. So she said to me, the Lord would say to you, the appeal has been heard in the court of heaven, and it's time for the awakening to begin. Who will disciple the thousands of kids in Virginia Beach, in this beautiful area, that are fixing to run to God, if we are so messed up ourselves, we just come to church to get our own funk straightened out, rather than really preparing ourselves to impact the next generation. God bless you. Thank you for letting me.